Hello guys, I'm Shruti Bhatia here before you to discuss first unit of class 12th, that is electrostatics. So let's start. Here the word electrostatics means the word electro means charges and statics means at rest. So the word electrostatics means it is the branch of physics which deals with the charges at rest. Is it clear to all of you? It is the branch of physics which deals with the study of charges at rest. Many of us have experience of seeing a spark or a crackle when we take off our synthetic clothes, particularly during dry weather. All of you have experienced this, or electric shock while opening the door of our car after sliding from our seat. So tell me, what is the reason behind the spark, particularly in dry weather? So the reason is there is discharge of electric charges through our body which get accumulated due to rubbing of insulating surfaces which get accumulated due to rubbing of insulating surfaces. Let us take example here, a practical example. I have small bits of paper here and I have a plastic ruler. When I rub this plastic ruler with my dry hairs, then it starts attracting small bits of paper. Just look at here. Look here, students. Yes, it starts attracting small bits of paper. This is because when this plastic ruler rubbed with dry hair, it acquires the property of attracting light objects like bits of paper. Here, this plastic ruler is said to be electrified or charged. Here, the plastic ruler is said to be electrified or charged. Is it clear to all of you? We will take one more example. Suppose I have a glass rod and I rubbed it with silk. I have a glass rod and I rubbed it with silk cloth. Then this glass rod will acquire the property of attracting light objects like bits of paper, straw, dry leaves, etc. Also, glass rod is said to be electrified or charged. Okay, now one more example from our daily life, practical example. The metallic bodies of cars and trucks get charged because of friction between them and the air rushing past them. I'm again repeating, the metallic bodies of cars and trucks get charged. Its metallic body gets charged because of friction between them and the air rushing past them. This charge being large can produce even spark, and that spark will be dangerous in case of a petrol tanker. Suppose this is a petrol tanker and this spark will be dangerous to it. That's why they often have a metallic chain that dragging along the ground. Then now what is the reason behind this? If this metal chain is there and it is dragging along the ground, if this metallic body will get charged, then all the charge will flow to the ground through this metallic chain and spark will not produce and it will not harm the truck. Nowadays, the tires of cars and trucks are made by adding some carbon compounds to the rubber. This facilitates the charge built up on body of vehicle to leak to the ground. Now it is clear to all of you. So there are some definitions Here, first one is electricity, the property of rubbed substances due to which they attract light objects is called electricity. The electricity developed by rubbing or friction is called frictional or static electricity. Third, the rubbed substances which show this property of attraction are said to have become electrified or electrically charged. Is it clear to all of you? Now, let us discuss about electric charge and mass. Okay, electric charge is analogous to mass of the body. Electric charge of a body is analogous to mass of the body. Let us discuss some cases. First one is, just like the two bodies containing some mass. Suppose there are two bodies, they contain some mass, they exert force on each other. Okay, just like if there are two bodies which are electrically charged, they also exert force on each other. They will also exert force on each other if they are electrically charged, and if two bodies have mass, they will also exert force on each other. Now, as masses are responsible for the gravitational force that is given by Newton's law of gravitation, similarly, charges are also responsible for the electric force that is given by Coulomb's law, which we will study in our second class. Okay, gravitational force is always attractive in nature, while the electric force can be attractive or repulsive in nature. Okay, now let us take some experimentally observed phenomenon relative to electric charges. Suppose I have two glass rods. One glass rod is fixed here. This is glass rod. Okay, two glass rods. Here is one glass rod, and I will take another glass rod here. That rod is named as A and this rod is named as B. Now, when I rub both the glass rods with the silk cloth, then both glass rods will acquire positive charge. We will discuss later why it acquires positive charge. Okay, if both glass rods are rubbed with silk and this glass rod is fixed, and after rubbing it with the silk cloth, both glass rods acquire the positive charge. When I take this B glass rod towards A, then both will repel each other because both acquire the same charge, like charges. We have already studied that like charges always repel each other. Okay, now I will take another example. Suppose this is plastic rod and second rod, this is named as A, and second one is also plastic rod named as B. When I rub both these rods with cat's fur, then both acquire negative charges. And when I take this glass rod B towards A, then both will repel each other because both acquire like charges, that is negative charge. And all of you know that like charges repel each other. Okay, now we will take third example. Suppose glass rod is fixed here. This is glass rod, and here is plastic rod here. Now, when I rubbed glass rod with the piece of silk cloth, then it will acquire positive charge, and when I rubbed this plastic rod with cat's fur, then it will acquire negative charge. When I take this plastic rod towards glass rod, then both will attract each other. They both will attract each other because both acquire unlike charges. That is, glass rod acquires positive charge and plastic rod acquires negative charge. Both acquires unlike charges, and as we know that unlike charges attract each other. So it simply means that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Now we will study about the origin of electric charge. What is the origin of electric charge? First of all, tell me about the electric charge here. What is the meaning of electric charge here? What is the meaning of electric charge? After that we will discuss its origin now. So electric charge is an intrinsic property of elementary particles like electrons, protons, etc., of which all the objects are made up of. So it is a electric charge is a intrinsic property of elementary particles of matter which gives rise to electric force between various objects. Electric charge is the intrinsic property of elementary particles of matter which give rise to electric force between various objects. Electric charge is a scalar quantity, that is, it have magnitude only. Its SI unit is coulomb and it is denoted by capital C. Here a entity proton have positive charge and electron have negative charge. Here if I said proton have positive charge and electron have negative charge, here 1 E is equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. Just remember it. Okay. Now let us discuss about the origin of electric charge, or you can say electronic theory of frictional electricity. So let's start. In an atom, suppose here is an atom. This is an atom. In an atom, electrons are bounded to the nucleus. All of you know that. In an atom, electrons are bounded to the nucleus through which force? Electrostatic force of attraction in between the electrons and the nucleus. And however, inside the nucleus of an atom, there are neutrons and protons. Protons are positively charged particles and neutrons are neutral, having no charge. Okay, so in the nucleus of an atom, neutrons and protons are bounded together to form a nucleus because of nuclear force. Because of nuclear force, I'm repeating, in an atom, electrons are bounded to the nucleus of an atom through electrostatic force of attraction, and in the nucleus of an atom, neutrons and protons are present and they are bounded together to form a nucleus through nuclear force. Now, as we all know that nuclear forces are stronger than, nearly 100 times stronger than electrostatic force of attraction. Nuclear forces are 100 times stronger than electrostatic force of attraction. Also, mass of proton is much greater than the mass of electron, nearly 2000 times, you can say, nearly 2000 times greater than that of mass of electron. So we can say less amount of energy is required to remove a electron from the atom. I'm repeating, sorry. Less amount of energy is required to remove an electron from the atom as compared to that of proton from the nucleus of the atom. So electrons can be removed from the atom quite easily. And you can term this amount of energy as work function. You can call it as work function. Work function is the minimum energy required to remove an electron from the atom. So the rod, or you can say any object which have minimum work function, if its work function is minimum, then that will lose electron firstly. Okay, now we will discuss these cases here. We are discussing these examples, glass rod and plastic rod, right? So firstly we will take example of glass rod. When I said, when glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth, okay, before rubbing both these are neutral, okay, having no charge. Okay, when I rub this glass rod with the piece of silk cloth, then the work function of, I did not work function with phi, work function of glass rod is minimum as that of work function of silk cloth. That's why the electrons from the glass rod will removed from its surface and pass on to the silk. Okay, that's why it acquires positive charge, because it loses some of its electron, and silk cloth will acquire negative charge because some electrons got transferred to the silk cloth. Is it clear to all of you? I just compare this with the work function. Work function means the minimum energy required to remove an electron from the atom. ओके जिसका वर्क फंक्शन कम होगा उसके इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इजीली रिमूव हो जाएंगे, पहले रिमूव हो जाएंगे. जिसका वर्क फंक्शन ज़्यादा होगा दैट मीन्स उनको एनर्जी ज़्यादा देनी होगी ताकि हम उनके इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को रिमूव कर सकें. एंड वन मोर थिंग, जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं वो आउटर मोस्ट शेल के ही पहले रिमूव होंगे, फिर उनकी इनर मोस्ट शेल्स के इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिमूव होंगे. इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू स्टूडेंट्स? नाउ there are some methods of charging. Methods of charging here. So there are three methods mainly. First is charging by physical contact. You can call it as conduction. Charging by physical contact. In this case, a uncharged conductor, the conductor having no charge, a uncharged conductor can acquire similar type of charge from the charged body by physical contact. In this case, a uncharged conductor acquires similar type of charge as that of charged conductor by physical contact between them. This happens because some of the electrons are shared at the point of physical contact. Suppose this is the point of physical contact. So it happens because some of the electrons or charges are shared at the point of physical contact of the conductor. So an uncharged conductor is charged by physical contact with the charged conductor. This process is known as charging by conduction. We will take example. When two bodies are kept in physical contact with each other for some time, then amount of charge shared by each body will be same. I am repeating, when two bodies are kept in physical contact with each other for some time, the amount of charge shared by each body will be same. For example, here is a charged conductor. This conductor is charged and it have 2 units of charge on it. And here is a uncharged conductor having no charge. Okay, then when both these conductors will kept in contact for some time, this is charged conductor and this is uncharged conductor. When they kept in contact for some time, then after some time the amount of charge present in both conductors will be 1 unit. Each of the conductor, charged and uncharged conductor, or you can say conductor number first and conductor number second, will acquire same unit of charge. Is it clear to all of you? This example is the case of equilibrium, which usually takes some time for the equal distribution of charge. Now second case is charging by friction or frictional electricity. Charging by frictional or frictional electricity. When two uncharged insulators can acquire unlike charge. Here, in this case, in the charging by conduction, both the one is charged conductor and uncharged conductor will acquire similar type of charge by physical contact, and in this case, two uncharged insulators of suitable material can acquire unlike charge on each other due to rubbing against each other. We have studied earlier about this example, glass rod, silk cloth, why they acquire positive, why it acquire negative charge. I gave you the reason behind this. So this is the example of charging by friction or frictional electricity. Is it clear to all of you? Now we will discuss third case, that is charging by induction. So in charging by induction, an uncharged conductor can acquire the opposite type of charge from charged conductor without any physical contact between them. But the condition is they should be near or close to each other. Now we will discuss here by taking an example. Suppose this is an insulating stand and A and B are two metallic spheres. Okay, now both these are uncharged. Now I will take a glass rod and I rub this glass rod with a piece of silk. Then this glass rod will acquire positive charge. You know the reason, no? So when I bring this glass rod close to A, and one more thing we have to do, just bring A and B in contact with each other. When I bring this glass rod close to A, then the negative charges will get attracted towards it. As we know that both our metallic spheres are neutral. Neutral doesn't mean that it don't have any charge. They have equal number of positive and equal number of negative charge. So as a whole we can say that it is neutral. So in this case also, A and B, A also have equal number of positive and negative charge. B also have equal number of positive and negative charge. That's why we call them neutral. So when we brought this glass rod close to A, then due to attraction, negative charges will come here. Here both are in contact with each other, so I consider them as a single body. So on the other end, positive charges will remain here. Okay, equal number of negative charges are here, equal number of positive charge will remain here. और भी नेगेटिव चार्जेस होंगे बट वो इधर नहीं आ पाएंगे ड्यू टू फोर्स ऑफ रिपल्शन. इज इट क्लियर? सो यहाँ पे भी नेगेटिव चार्ज, इक्वल नंबर ऑफ पॉजिटिव चार्ज इस साइड आ जाएंगे. सो अब ग्लास रोड को when I take this glass rod away from A and B, before that I have to do one thing. Just maintain a gap between A and B metallic spheres glass rod should be there. When I maintain this gap, negative charges will come here and positive charge will come here due to force of, not in this case, negative charge will remain here and positive charge will remain here because glass rod is still present. Now after removing the glass rod, negative charge will come here and positive charge will come here. Okay, now I maintain more gap between them. After taking them very far, not so far, this negative charge will distribute uniformly in A metallic sphere and positive charge will distribute uniformly in B metallic sphere. So this is due to charging by induction. I'm repeating, both these metallic spheres are placed on two insulating stands. They both are neutral, having equal number of positive and equal number of negative charges. When I brought a glass rod that was rubbed with silk cloth, so it acquired positive charge close to them. Then due to induction, negative charge will come here and positive charge will stay here on the other end of ball metallic sphere B. Now just make them some gap, maintain the gap between A and B. Then when I remove this glass rod, then negative charge will come here and positive charge will come here. After maintaining the gap between A and B, a large gap as compared to this case, then negative charge will distributed here and positive charge will uniformly distributed in the metallic sphere B. This is due to charging by induction, and both, as I told you, that and two uncharged conductors acquire opposite type of charge from charged conductor without any physical contact. Here they both are uncharged conductor and they acquire opposite type of charge from the charged conductor without any physical contact between them. Is it clear to all of you? Now here we will discuss about the basic properties of electric charge. So basic property of electric charge, first one will be additivity of electric charge. As we have discussed earlier that electric charges are scalar quantities, so they can be added very simply. Suppose if a system have charges plus q, plus 3q and minus 4q, then the total charge of the system is, suppose we denote it with capital Q, is equals to plus q plus 3q minus 4q. 4q minus 4q, that is 0. What you will say about this? That this is neutral, that is having no charge. Let us discuss another. If a system has charges plus 3q, minus tq, 2q and plus 5q, then total charge on the system will be 3q minus 2q plus 5q. 3q minus 2q, q plus 5q. So here the answer is 6q. So the total charge is plus 6q. So as a whole, what we will say that the total charge is positive here. Is it clear? So electric charges are added by simple laws of mathematics. Added by simple laws of mathematics, total charge of the system is equals to sum of total number of charges contained in the system. So second property is quantization of charge. It is known to us that charging of a material body by any means, friction, conduction, induction, is due to the free charges present in it. Also, electrons and protons are the only charged particles constituting the matter. Therefore, charge on an object is always an integral multiple of the charge on electron or proton. Is an integral multiple of charge on electron or proton. Out of these two charged particles, electron is highly mobile as compared to proton. Out of these two charges, proton and electron is highly mobile as compared to proton. Comparatively, highly mobility of electron is due to the following two reasons. Two reasons are there. First one is electrons are less tightly bound to the nucleus as compared to the protons, as we have discussed earlier. This is because electrons are bounded to the nucleus of atom by electrostatic force of attraction, and protons and neutrons are bounded to the nucleus. They are bounded together to form a nucleus by nuclear forces, and electrostatic force of attraction is not so strong. Nuclear forces are strong as compared to electrostatic force of attraction. Second reason is mass of electron is nearly 2000 times greater than mass of electron is 2000 times smaller than that of mass of proton. That's why there is high mobility of electron as compared to that of proton. Thus it is the electron which carries the charge and electrify the material body That's why the basic unit of charges is an electron. It is represented as E and is a fundamental and universal constant. The value of E is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, what is the dimensional formula of charge? Dimensional formula of charge is AT, M0, L0, A1, T1, and it is a scalar quantity. All of you know that. Now, mathematically, we can define quantization of charge as the charge on any material object must always be equals to Q is equals to NE, where N is equals to 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, up to so on. So just remember this. For an electrically neutral object, N is equal to 0, so we can say Q is equal to 0. In neutral object, no charge is there. Okay, for electrically charged object, n is equals to plus minus 1 plus minus 2 up to so on. So q is equals to plus minus e plus minus 2e up to so on. The charge can increase or decrease only in units of e. So the fact that electric charge is always integral multiple of E is known as quantization of charge. Now third property is conservation of charge. Third property is conservation of charge. According to this law, charges can neither be created nor be destroyed in an isolated system. We will discuss its example. We have example of glass rod and silk. When I both are neutral, this is glass rod and this is piece of silk. Both are neutral. When I rub this glass rod with a piece of silk, then its electrons will get transferred to the piece of silk. What is the reason behind this? Because the work function of glass rod is less than that of work function of silk. That's why its electrons get removed easily, and I told you earlier why electrons are removed. Okay, now glass rod will acquire positive charge because its electrons get transferred to the silk. Here in this isolated system, charge is neither created nor destroyed. It only transferred from one body to another. Now it's clear to all of you. Now students, in my next video we will discuss about the Coulomb's law. I hope that all of you got the concept and understood it very clearly. Thank you.